Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take a topic, often one you've suggested, grab the source material, and really try to get to the heart of it for you. Fast but thorough. Today we're looking into Rhonda Byrne's The Power. A listener pointed us this way, and we've got a really good overview from a YouTube transcript that covers the book's main ideas. So our mission today is to really understand this central idea of the power, which the book says is basically love, and figure out what that actually means for, different parts of life. Honestly, the whole concept that love could be this fundamental engine driving everything, it's definitely got me thinking already. Okay, let's dive in.
Yeah, it's quite striking, isn't it, how this idea of a core positive force just keeps surfacing, across different times, different thinkers. You find versions of it in spiritual traditions, philosophical talks. But I think what's particularly interesting with Byrne's approach here isn't just saying it's love. It's the practical side she emphasizes, how you supposedly work with it.
Exactly. So, okay, the absolute core of the power. It's this universal force, right? And she's pretty clear on what she thinks it is.
Oh, very direct. Yeah. The quote from the material is, the power to have all the positive and good things in life is love. Simple as that. It's framed as the reason behind all the good stuff we experience. No ifs, ands, or buts.
That's a massive claim. And she's not saying it's a brand new idea, is she?
No, not at all. She actually stresses that point that figures throughout history, religious leaders, philosophers, you name it, have talked about love as this powerful force. But her argument is, kind of while we might know the word, we often haven't really grasped how to apply it day to day.
Right, we've heard the term love a million times, but maybe missed the user manual. And it's presented as more than just, an emotion.
Definitely. It's described as a real active moving force, even though you can't see it. The analogy used is like air or water. They're real. They have effects, but they're not always, visible in the way a rock is.
Okay, so love is this core power. And then the book breaks down life into positives and negatives.
Yes, exactly. It sets up this kind of binary view for different areas: health, money, relationships, work, happiness. You're either experiencing the positive side, like plenty of money, great health, happy relationships, or the negative side, lack of money, poor health, difficult relationships, and so on.
And it sort of leans into that feeling we all have deep down that we should have a good life.
Yeah.
Or that we deserve it.
Precisely. It taps into that inherent sense that a life full of good things isn't just like random luck, but something that's actually available to us, fundamentally.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. Because the book says we're not just watching this happen, we're actively choosing.
That's a central theme.
Yeah.
The idea is that moment by moment, we're making a choice, consciously or maybe unconsciously. We choose to either harness this positive force of love or we don't. And the positive things in life, they're seen as the direct outcome of choosing love. The negative things, they come from a lack of love. The quote sums it up. Love is the cause of all the good things in your life, and a lack of love. Love is the cause of all the negative things. It's very direct.
But okay, if this power is always there and it's about choice, why isn't everyone just living these amazing lives all the time?
Well, the book's explanation is pretty straightforward. It's a lack of knowledge and understanding of the power of love. It suggests most people just aren't aware of this fundamental principle. Or maybe more importantly, they don't know how to consciously use it to shape things.
Which kind of implies the universe isn't just random chaos. It has rules, like physics.
Exactly. Just like we have laws of gravity or aerodynamics, Byrne suggests there's a law governing love. And she uses that analogy, to fly a plane or use electricity, you need to understand the laws involved. Same idea here. Understanding the law of love is supposedly the key to harnessing its positive force.
And this specific law, the one governing love, is what she calls the law of attraction.
Yes, it's presented explicitly as the law of love in action. The core principle being, whatever you give out in life is what you receive back in life. It's this idea that your thoughts and feelings act like magnets. They have a frequency. You send out positive energy. You attract positive circumstances, wealth, health, relationships, whatever. Send out negative, you attract negative.
So it's not just wishful thinking. There's a mechanism, a dynamic.
That's the idea. The book really emphasizes that this law is unfailing. It responds precisely to what you're putting out, good or bad. And here's a really key part. You are a magnet, giving you every single thing in your life based on what you're giving out. Crucially, this puts you in charge. You can potentially change your life by changing what you're, giving out your thoughts and feelings.
Okay, thoughts are a big piece, but it's not just internal chatter, is it? It includes what we say out loud, too.
Exactly. Thoughts here cover both the inner monologue and the words we speak. The book frames thoughts as the foundation. They determine if your vibe, basically, is positive or negative. Positive thoughts. They're about what you want, what you love. Negative thoughts. They focus on what you don't want, what you don't love.
And there's a direct line drawn between wanting something and loving it.
Yes, the assertion is every person only wants what they love. Nobody wants what they don't love.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, if you want nice shoes, you focus on how great they look. That's love. If you focus only on the high price, that's focusing on lack, the negative side.
So the trick is to keep your focus, mentally and verbally, on the good stuff, on what you actually love about what you want.
That's the essence of it. The people living great lives, according to this, are the ones who consistently think and talk more about what they love and appreciate rather than what they dislike or lack. It specifically warns against dwelling on problems, bad news, things that annoy you, complaining, because that's giving out negativity, which attracts more of the same. The advice, talk about the good news, talk about what you want to happen, talk about things you love. That brings more of it to you.
Okay, we've got thoughts, we've got words, but then the power brings in feelings as like the supercharger.
Absolutely. This is presented as maybe the most crucial element. The book literally says feeling is the secret. It emphasizes that we're feeling beings. Feelings are constant, and they're the fuel behind our thoughts and words. They give them their real power.
And it's not just about avoiding bad feelings. It's about actively feeling good. Like, okay, isn't good enough.
That's a really important distinction it makes. Feeling just okay or average is actually considered a negative state in this context because it lacks that positive charge. Feeling genuinely good, happy, joyful, excited, enthusiastic, passionate, that's what actively attracts a good life. Even small negative feelings, like being irritated, are said to attract experiences that match that irritation via the law of attraction. The bottom line is, every good feeling connects you to the force of love.
So if we want more good stuff, we need to pump up those good feelings deliberately. How do we do that?
The suggestion is to intentionally intensify them. When you feel good, really lean into it, savor it. A practical tip is to consciously think about and even list things you love. That process itself is meant to amplify the good feelings. Your feelings are basically a mirror reflecting what you're sending out energetically, and that signal affects everything. It really drives home this idea that life is responding to you and you're the creator through what you give out emotionally.
Which brings us to frequency and vibration. This can sound a bit out there sometimes.
It can, yeah, but it's central to how the book explains the mechanism. The idea is that everything, including your thoughts and feelings, is magnetic and has a frequency. Good feelings, that's a positive frequency, the frequency of love. Bad feelings, a negative frequency. And the core principle is you attract people, events, circumstances that are on the same frequency as your dominant feeling state. Like tuning a radio, you get the station you're tuned to.
So if I'm feeling down, I'm basically tuned into the down channel and likely to attract more things that feel down.
That's the concept. But the empowering part is you can change the channel. You can change your frequency anytime by changing how you feel. You shift your internal feeling, your vibration changes, and then supposedly your external reality starts to shift to match it. Think about relationships. They can feel like they're on different frequencies depending on how you feel about the person.
Right.
And that affects how things go. Or if you feel disappointed about not having money for a trip, that feeling of disappointment actually keeps you on the lack of money frequency until you manage to genuinely shift that feeling.
Wow. It really makes you aware of how much we react emotionally on autopilot without realizing we might be causing the next thing.
That's a huge insight the book tries to convey. So many people just react to what happens to them feeling-wise. They don't realize their feelings are often the cause of what happens next. It creates this cycle, right? Bad thing happens, you feel bad, which attracts another bad thing. The emphasis is on breaking that cycle by consciously choosing your feeling frequency, regardless of current circumstances.
And every moment is a chance to reset. Doesn't matter what happened before.
Exactly. Every second is a new opportunity to change how you feel, change your frequency. The past is done. The book actually warns against wasting time feeling bad about the past because that just keeps you vibrating on that negative frequency now.
Okay, let's talk about the tipping point. That sounds important for making real lasting change.
It is. It's a key concept. The idea is you reach a tipping point when more than 50% of your thoughts and feelings are positive, are aligned with love. When you hit that point, the love you give out starts to come back amplified. It creates this positive momentum, like a snowball effect of good things. But the flip side is true too. If you're giving out more than 50% negativity, you attract more negative stuff back. This is how the book explains things like lucky streaks or runs of bad luck. They're just reflections of whether you're past that 50% mark with love or negativity. And every morning, you basically face a tipping point for the day based on how you start feeling. Consistent good feelings build momentum for better days and ultimately a better life.
So life is like this big catalog constantly showing us options.
Yeah, exactly. It presents everything, the good and the bad, so you can choose what you love, what you want to align with. But here's a warning. Don't judge or label the negative things too much. Giving them that energy, that focus, actually gives them power and attracts them. Instead, focus on and love the qualities you do want, even if you see them in others first. That helps bring them to you.
So if I want to be a parent, I should feel genuinely happy when I see happy parents, not jealous or lacking.
Precisely. Feel good for them. Be excited for people's successes. That feeling is like saying yes to having that kind of experience yourself. It always comes back to only love brings you what you want. Negative feelings push it away.
And there's this concept of the law of one, this idea that on some level it's all just us.
Yes, that's a profound part of it. As far as the law of attraction is concerned, the book suggests there's really only one person in the universe, you. So when you judge someone else, you're energetically judging yourself. When you give love to others, you're giving it to yourself. It connects lack in the world to a collective lack of love being given out. And personally, it reassures you that you're worthy now, just as you are. Even admitting mistakes is seen as absolution, energetically speaking.
This leads straight into the power of imagination, doesn't it? How our minds can shape things.
Hugely important. The book argues that your imagination is actually more real than the physical world because the physical world comes from imagination and belief. Your beliefs, true or not, literally shape your world via the law of attraction. So you're encouraged to tell a new story, a story of an amazing, unlimited life. Whatever story you tell yourself, consistently and with feeling, is the story you'll receive. Imagine and feel what you want, and those pictures start to become your reality.
Okay, is there a specific how-to for this? A process for creating what you want?
Yes, there's a 3-step creation process outlined. Step 1, imagine. Get really clear and picture having, being, or doing what you desire. Step 2, feel. This is crucial. While imagining, you have to feel love for what you're imagining. Feel the joy, the gratitude as if it's already yours. That feeling creates the magnetic power. Step 3, receive. You've done your part. Now the force of love works through all sorts of ways, seen and unseen, to bring your desire to you.
You really have to want it though, right? With genuine feeling.
Absolutely. Desire itself is described as a feeling of love. You need to want it with all your heart and imagine and feel it like it's already real. So instead of focusing on being overweight, imagine and feel being at your ideal weight. Instead of focusing on lack of money, imagine and feel the joy of traveling. Faith, in this context, means believing in what you can't see yet, and the reward is you eventually get to see what you believed. It even suggests starting small, try attracting something specific, but maybe a bit unusual, just to build your belief in the process.
Are there examples of this working in the source material, like specific stories?
Yes, a couple are mentioned. One is about attracting a very specific flower, a white calla lily, just through focus and feeling. Another is a story about someone wanting a particular skirt they saw in Paris, and through loving the idea of it, it somehow made its way to her in Australia. The quote summarizing this is, "That is the magnetic power of love. That is love's law of attraction and operation." It all comes back to imagining and feeling love for the positive things you desire. That's what you give, and that's what you receive. There's also a caution, though. Don't try to imagine harm for others. That negative energy just comes back to you with the same force. The encouragement is really to break the limits of your imagination. Expect the best. Love has no limits.
It sounds like deliberately using our imagination is a skill we can develop, something most of us maybe don't do consciously.
Exactly. It's presented almost like a secret weapon, using imagination like a secret of the mastermind. Using prompts like, imagine if, to steer your thoughts towards positive outcomes. Thinking of the world as full of potentialities, and imagination makes them visible. There's a story about a young woman who pretended she already had her dream job, acted like it, felt like it, and manifested it very quickly. Using props can help too. Wearing certain clothes, looking at pictures, handling objects related to your goal. Anything that helps you feel like you already have it. Because feeling is creation. If you have conflicting feelings, like doubt alongside desire, it hinders the process.
And these feelings we generate, they create a kind of field around us.
That's the idea. Your feelings create a magnetic field that surrounds you, and this field attracts everything, people, circumstances, things into your life. Positive feelings, positive field attracts positive stuff. Negative feelings, negative field attracts negative stuff. It's quite direct. Every time you choose love, feel good, appreciate something, you strengthen that positive magnetic field, increasing your power to attract what you desire. The book suggests you can actually get to a point where you just imagine and feel good about something, and it shows up really fast.
So it's not just about big goals, but about weaving this feeling of love into everyday life.
Absolutely. It's about falling in love with life itself, looking for things to love and appreciate all day long, the tech you use, nature outside, people you interact with, places you go. Actively look for things to love. Making lists, mentally or written, of things you love is a recommended practice. Just keep focusing on love. Love is also said to bring alertness and focus. Using questions can help trick your mind into focusing on love too. Like, what do I love about this situation? Or what would it feel like to have X? Take control of your mind. Direct it towards love.
Okay, then there are these keys to power. These sound like the core practical techniques.
Yes, they're highlighted as powerful ways to really engage the force of love. First is love itself. Not just feeling it passively, but actively loving like never before. Falling in love with life breaks down limitations. Being in love with life is transformative. Second is gratitude. This is huge. Gratitude connects you directly to the power, and it multiplies everything good. Be grateful for the past, the present, and even for your future desires as if you already have them. Make it a constant practice, especially when good things happen. Third is play. Feeling good is key, and play naturally brings good feelings. Use your imagination to create make-believe games. Act as if you have what you want playfully. Stories like Lance Armstrong visualizing healing during his illness, or Arnold Schwarzenegger imagining his winning physique. That's the power of play and imagination. The brain apparently responds to imagined actions like they're real. And remember, the law of attraction doesn't really care about time. It's all about how you feel right now.
Relationships are obviously a massive part of life. How does this power of love apply there?
Relationships are seen as a primary channel for giving love. Every interaction is an opportunity. What you give out in a relationship is what you get back. So loving others isn't just about being nice. It's presented as the secret to life, the law of attraction in action within relationships. Give kindness, support, gratitude that multiplies and comes back positively. Give criticism, blame, negativity that also comes back. The focus has to be on what you are giving. Trying to control or change other people, that's not giving love. Instead, focus on and love the qualities you want to see in them. Feel happy yourself, and you'll tend to attract the happier versions of the people around you. Difficult people are even framed as personal emotional trainers. They challenge you to choose love over reaction. Don't engage with the negativity. Love is the answer to every relationship issue, according to this.
What about health? That's so fundamental. How does the power connect feelings and health?
It suggests our beliefs and strong feelings consistently given to the body are received by the body right down to the cellular level. You are the ruler of your body. Your cells basically obey your dominant thoughts and feelings. Negative thoughts and feelings diminish health. Positive ones enhance it. Gratitude for health is like a super booster. Focus on what you like about your body. Ignore the dislikes. Aim for that health tipping point. Give love and appreciation to your health more than 50% of the time. Don't own illness with your words, my cold, my bad back. Own health instead. Imagine and feel perfect health. There's a story of a woman healing her heart condition through love and positive imagination. Even going for checkups feel good beforehand. Feel good receiving results. The outcome will tend to match your frequency. Miracles and possibilities are the same thing, accessible through good feelings. And don't buy into the belief that the body has to deteriorate with age. Feel young. Love is behind every miracle.
It all comes back to this power being within us, right? Our frequency.
Exactly. The power for everything good is inside you. Everything has a frequency. Your feeling right now determines your frequency. You attract things on a similar frequency, feel rushed. You attract delays. It's a simple example. That's why feeling good before you start your day is so important. Set that positive frequency. Watch the movie of your life with awareness. See the messages, the synchronicities. Everything that comes to you is on your frequency. You can even choose a symbol for love and look for it. You'll start seeing it everywhere, reinforcing the idea. Seemingly random things aren't random. They're synchronicities reflecting you. The author describes living this way daily, focusing on gratitude, sending love out, feeling good before acting, and experiencing magical results. You can even ask the force of love for help, for guidance. Unite with it through love, appreciation, gratitude. Let go of trying to control everything.
It sounds like it could get complicated trying to manage all this. Does it suggest simplifying?
Yes, definitely. Don't get bogged down in too many details. That can distract you from the main goal, feeling good. Simplify. Don't give small things too much negative importance.
And ultimately, the book is saying there's only one fundamental force at play.
Yes. Love. It states that love has no opposite. It's the only power. Negativity isn't a competing power. It's just a lack of love. Like sadness is a lack of happiness. Failure is a lack of success. Illness is a lack of health. Poverty is a lack of abundance. There's this hopeful vision that as more people reach that tipping point of giving more love, negativity will just vanish. Your personal choice to give love contributes to that bigger shift towards harmony in the world. Your well-being is linked to the world's well-being. And the final message is really about your immense power through the love you can give.
So, wrapping it up, the core message from the power seems to be that love is the bedrock. It's the force for creating a good life. And we access it through our choices, our thoughts, yes, but really crucially, our feelings. Hopefully for you listening, this deep dive gave you some clear, actionable insights into that idea, without being too much all at once.
Absolutely. It's a compelling framework suggesting we're active participants, co-creating through our energy. And like any deep principle, exploring and applying it is definitely an ongoing journey. There's always more to learn.
Right. So here's something to maybe chew on. Think about one area of your life where you'd really like things to feel more positive, more powerful. What's just one small shift you could make in how you genuinely feel about that area starting today?
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.